Welcome back to Car Show 1, the channel where history, passion, and imagination meet on four wheels. If you love cars not just for their specs but for the stories they tell and the emotions they awaken, you're in the right place. Today we are taking a journey that connects the past with the future, a journey that begins in the late 1960s with a small but powerful sports coupe from Japan and leaps forward into a vision of what it could become in 2026. This is the Toyota 1600 GT. When Toyota first introduced the 1600 GT in 1967, it wasn't just another car. It was a bold statement, a declaration that Japan could create a grand touring car that blended style, performance, and refinement. Built on the hardtop Corona platform, the 1600 GT featured a Yamaha-developed twin-cam inline four-cylinder engine that produced around 110 horsepower. That might not sound like much today, but at the time, it was a revelation. The car was light, barely tipping the scales at just over a ton, and its handling was crisp and nimble. The 1600 GT wasn't built to dominate highways with brute force, it was designed to charm the driver with balance, feedback, and elegance. The car made an immediate impression. It competed in touring races and even achieved notable victories against rivals like the Skyline 2000 GTB in the late 1960s Japanese Grand Prix. It carried styling cues influenced by European designers, with a long hood, clean lines, and proportions that gave it an aura of sophistication. This wasn't just a sporty coupe, it was a bridge between Japanese engineering ambition and global automotive elegance. Fast forward to today, and Toyota's lineup is full of reliable, practical cars, as well as sporty icons like the GR86 and the Supra. But imagine if Toyota decided to revive the 1600 GT in 2026. Imagine a car that pays tribute to its racing soul, its elegant proportions, and its role in shaping Toyota's image, while embracing the electrified and high-tech future of modern performance cars. That's what we're exploring today, a dream, a vision of the 2026 Toyota 1600 GT. Close your eyes and picture it, a sleek, low-slung coupe with a fastback profile that honors the original but brings it into the present. The headlights are slim, sharp LED units, giving the car a modern, aggressive stare, yet their rectangular outline hints at the classic 60s design. The hood stretches long and purposeful, while sculpted sides carry subtle vents that recall the breathing gills of the original. The rear is tight and muscular, with a light bar that glows across the width, announcing its modernity while nodding to the simple elegance of the past. The car doesn't scream with wild aggression like a supercar, it whispers confidence, the kind of understated elegance that makes people stop and look twice. Step inside, and the cabin is a perfect blend of retro cues and futuristic technology. The seats are wrapped in supple leather, stitched with patterns inspired by the 1967 model's upholstery. A big central tachometer sits proudly in the driver's view, but instead of purely analog, it is now a digital analog hybrid, a modern interpretation of old-school instrumentation. On either side, sleek displays provide navigation, performance data, and entertainment, but their design is minimal, avoiding clutter. The steering wheel is compact, retro-inspired, with brushed aluminum spokes and discrete touch controls integrated for modern convenience. Ambient lighting gives the cabin a warm glow, changing tones depending on the driving mode. And for rear passengers, well, this is still a grand touring coupe. It offers just enough space to make long journeys comfortable while still prioritizing the driver's throne. Now let's talk about performance. The spirit of the 1600 GT was always about balance, not brute strength. In 2026, that philosophy would carry forward, but with modern technology amplifying it. One version of the car could come with a turbocharged 1.6-liter three-cylinder hybrid powertrain, producing around 200 horsepower. Lightweight, efficient, and perfectly matched to the car's nimble chassis. The other version, for a new era, could be a fully electric coupe. Dual motors, all-wheel drive, instant torque. 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds, smooth and silent, with a range of around 300 miles. That's fast enough to thrill, but still focused on everyday drivability and joy. The chassis would be tuned for agility, not just straight-line speed. Adaptive suspension would allow the car to float comfortably on highways, yet stiffen when carving through mountain roads. Steering would be sharp, communicative, giving drivers that connected feeling often missing in modern cars. Even the sound experience would be special. The hybrid version would offer a throaty, mechanical growl from its compact engine, while the EV version could simulate a futuristic, Yamaha-engineered sound profile, an homage to the fact that Yamaha helped develop the original 1600 GT engine in the 1960s. But here's where the emotional storytelling comes in. Imagine a man who, in 1968, proudly bought his Toyota 1600 GT. For him, it wasn't just a car. It was freedom, it was pride, it was proof that Japan could build something world-class. He drove it through the winding roads of his youth, took it to races, maybe even brought his family on weekend trips. That car became a part of his identity. Now fast forward to 2026. His granddaughter slides behind the wheel of a brand new Toyota 1600 GT. The shape is different, the technology is decades ahead, but the spirit is the same. She feels the lightness of the car, the precision of the steering, the way it begs to be driven. In that moment, across generations, a connection is made. One car, two eras, one unbroken thread of passion. That's the power of a revived Toyota 1600 GT. Would Toyota actually build this car? That's the big question. The market today is dominated by SUVs, and sports coupes are niche products. But nostalgia is powerful. Just look at how Toyota revived the Supra or how other brands have brought back classics like the Mustang Mach-1 or the Nissan Z. A modern 1600 GT wouldn't just be about sales, it would be about heritage, about showing the world that Toyota still remembers its roots. Technologically, it's very possible. Toyota is heavily investing in both hybrid and electric platforms, and a lightweight performance coupe could be built on one of these architectures. The key would be positioning it as a driver's car, a car that brings back the joy of simplicity in a world full of oversized, overcomplicated vehicles. The price? Likely around $40,000 to $50,000, making it accessible to enthusiasts while still offering enough luxury and performance to stand apart. Positioned below the Supra, it would attract younger buyers who crave something different, something emotional, something with a story. The 2026 Toyota 1600 GT, if it existed, would not just be a car. It would be a symbol, a bridge between Toyota's soulful past and its electrified, high-tech future. It would remind us that driving is not just about getting from point A to B, but about connection, about feeling, about legacy. So as you imagine this car gliding down the road, headlights glowing like watchful eyes, silent electric motors humming or a hybrid engine roaring with Yamaha's touch, ask yourself, would you want to be part of this story? Would you want to drive a piece of history reborn for the future? This has been Car Show 1, your home for exploring the cars that shaped yesterday and the visions that could define tomorrow. If you enjoyed this ride into the dream of a revived Toyota 1600 GT, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss our next video. Until next time, keep your engines running, your dreams alive, and remember, the best cars are not just machines, they're stories waiting to be told.